stay above water, stay busy, stay working. I'm talking like the key to this joint, the key to stay on top of things, treat everything like it's your first project, you know what I'm saying? Like it's your first day, like I wouldn't even intern. That's how you try to treat things, like just stay hungry.
Y'all wanna know why you don't stop? Y'all wanna know why you don't flop? Let me tell you, why came from the bottom of the block. When I was born.
All right, welcome to Sin Bin Sports. This is the first episode, podcast interview / dudes just drinking beers, shooting the shit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm your host. It's Friday, February 3rd, 2017. Might be the first and possibly the last episode, but let's give this fucking thing a shot. As Bill O'Reilly would say, fuck it, we'll do it live. Baltimore guys just talking Baltimore shit. And what way to kick it off other than Super Bowl week? And since it is, in fact, Super Bowl week, we wanted to get a very special guest for the first episode. So without further ado, I want to welcome the 2016 NFC champion and probable NFL MVP, Matt Ryan. It's college teammate. So glad to have you, sir. Thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. How did you come up with the name Sin Bin?
That's a great question, and I guess we do have to address that. So
let's just literally go right at it, dude. I need answers.
All right, Sin Bin. So for most people that probably listen to this, you're not going to understand what rugby is, but I'm a big-time rugby hardo, and long story short, when someone gets, I guess, penalized, like in soccer, when you get a yellow card, as opposed to soccer where nothing happens in soccer, hockey, I guess you could call it a sin bin because they do go in there for the penalties.
It's actually probably more of a sin bin than rugby.
Than rugby, yes it is. In fact, if you go
like in a bin in hockey.
And if you go look on most of the stuff online, anything referred to as a sin bin typically is hockey. But for this conversation and for this thing, it's referred to rugby, and we will talk a little bit of rugby on this stuff, but more than anything, it's just a...
I've ever mentioned that I play rugby?
Yeah, cool. I know. We'll get to that. Cool. So I do want to thank you for coming. You did, in fact, play football with Matt Ryan in college, and I did want to pick your brain a little bit since it is Super Bowl week, and Matt Ryan is in the Super Bowl. Once again, thanks for coming. Hour and a half late, so fuck you very much.
Sorry, I was able to leave my normal job still an hour and a half earlier than most people do, but to you it's late, to me it's whatever.
Hey, I appreciate you being here. We got the Bud Light. That's compliments of the house, so let's get it off to it.
Bunch of buds.
It's a different touch of buds, but...
we're buds.
We are, in fact, buds. First off, obviously, you still see me in my corporate monkey suit. What you don't see, though, is that I kind of pissed myself earlier. So, and I wanted to pick your brain on that and see if you ever been in a hurry, kind of, like I was at my mom's house on the way back down from Boston, and I was trying to get the fuck out of there before she got home, and I'm sitting there doing my thing, shaking my dick, and I put it prematurely back in my pants and piss went everywhere. Does that ever happen to you?
Oh, man. That, yeah, it actually does happen a decent amount.
Dudes just being guys, right?
Yeah. I guess I'd say maybe probably more when drinking's involved, you go to the bathroom, shake it out.
Well,
you might just get a little extra drips here and there when you're walking. It's like, god damn it. Then you kind of just have to, like, rub it in.
Well, I was dead sober, so thanks for making me feel like a bag of shit. But anyway,
so it must have been before 9 a.m.
No. Well, I do drink. I am known to drink before 9 a.m. But this was, I guess I'd say around 2, because what is it, 4 now? 4 now? Yeah, so it was maybe 1:30 or 2.
God, it must have been a hard day for you.
Oh, long day. But look, dude, I was up in Boston all week, so I wanted to talk about that. I was up in Boston all week. I'm tired as fuck. I'm fat as fuck. You know that. After breaking my ankle, I'm a fat piece of shit. I have nothing to live for anymore.
I was there when you broke the ankle.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up again.
And actually, your ankle was in my, as you've found out, my Bumble and Tinder profile back in the day. That ankle got me laid.
Well, that's well, thank you, or you're welcome. But anyways, no, I was up in Boston all week, and everyone, it was fucking horrible up there. Super Bowl, New England's in it again, and I had to listen to all these motherfuckers talking about, oh, where are you from? Oh, Baltimore? Oh, the Ravens fucking suck, blah, blah, blah. So, I got that for probably 4 days straight. But, it only affected me for 2 days.
Okay.
after that second day, the main thing I realized is how much real estate we own in those Patriots fans' head.
Okay.
If they're gonna get all hot and bothered about me being from Baltimore while they're in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
focus on your fucking
It's
game.
because people from New England are just fucking pissed off assholes for the most part because it's shitty weather all the time. Fucking most of their women up there aren't all that great looking.
And any chance they get to rub it in someone's face, they'll take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Dynasty, we're going for a fifth. So anyways, yeah, so I'm kind of in a shitty mood, whatever, but we'll make this work. We'll get through this pretty fast.
Okay.
Once again, this podcast will probably never see the day of light, but we're still fucking around. We're going to drink some beers and have some fun. So going into the Super Bowl, let's see. Most importantly, we'll start it off with some Matt Ryan questions.
Okay.
He is your former teammate. That is correct, right?
Correct.
Okay, and
In college.
okay, and obviously I'm going to be asking you some tough questions, and we'll keep your identity anonymous so Matt doesn't freak the fuck out on you. Just general details. But with that being said, when did you actually play with Matt? When did you guys come in at the same time or what?
No, Matt was a couple years older than me. I came in 2005. Matt was already there. He actually was not the starting quarterback when I came in.
So he wasn't big dog.
Everyone pretty much at that level is a big dog. At least when you're a freshman coming in.
True.
First year in the ACC for us. Dude, Matt was a big dog. There was, even though he wasn't the starter, our starter. Oh man, this is why, dude. Who was our fucking starting quarterback?
I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't give him any heads up about what this topic was.
God, there was like a fifth year starting quarterback. I can literally picture his face right now. I was a little freshman, red shirt. He ended up getting hurt. Matt Ryan had to step up, and once he came in right away, pretty much everyone knew us. Like the guy that was starting was a multiple year starter. Like ended up playing in the NFL for a while. He was a backup on the Steelers for quite a long time. And when Matt Ryan came in, at that point he's a sophomore or whatever he is, and it's like, damn, he's literally like, this guy, this is our future. There's something special here. And there definitely was.
It wasn't Josh or John Beck, was it?
No. It sounds like someone from fucking BYU.
I'm trying to.
It was like Peterson or something. Paul.
I'm trying to look it up, but I don't find it. Either way,
Yeah.
it's not really relevant. But anyways, you came in. He wasn't big dog. So obviously.
He was Matty Ice already, though.
So did he go by Matty Ice in college?
Yes.
At that time?
Yeah, everyone. Yeah. Matty Ice was his. Yeah, that was his nickname. That's what he was known as in the locker room.
That was actually. I was going to ask that later on if he actually went by that in college.
Yeah, it comes from. Your boy used to throw back some natty ices.
I was going to say, you don't just get called.
Yeah, dude, you don't earn it. You earn a name like that.
Okay.
And you can't be a bitch and get a name like Matty Ice.
Well, I thought it might be because of, how he played and whatnot, but
so all great nicknames that stick, like especially one like that, like yeah, he had ice like in his veins. So that motherfucker was clutch. So
but looking at his stats though, throughout his years are all mediocre though. If you look at that, he's like 500 until his senior year.
Yeah, because he was also at BC with fucking 5'11" wide receivers that ran 4.6s. Like
that's true.
He didn't have
Julio.
he had. There's definitely no Julio. One thing he did have though, which always had at BC, was he had a fucking offensive line.
Okay.
Like my freshman year that I came in, when he wasn't starter yet, but he ended up taking over, all 5 offensive linemen played in the NFL. All 5 starters, and then back there's, but 4 of those starters were drafted. Only Gazucheris, first round pick. Jim Martin was like a 2nd or 3rd round pick for the Cowboys. Jeremy Trueblood, I think he's still playing these days. Trueblood, great name. He was with the Buccaneers. He was a 2nd round dude. Josh Beekman, drafted to the Bears, dude. That offensive line was stacked. And when you come in and you're a fullback because when I came in, I was recruited as an athlete. Coming in, they don't really have anywhere to put me, so I'm getting some reps at fullback with fucking third, fourth string.
Just trying to make a name for yourself.
Trying to make a name, and someone gets hurt. Smith going at nose guard. Well, I'm like, what the fuck's a nose guard? And I found out quickly that there's 5 NFL talented linemen that were ready to pounce on at that time, 240-pound freshman. That you want to talk about pissing your pants? That time I actually pissed my pants.
Hard to imagine a guy that big pissing his pants, but I guess when as a defensive lineman, I actually, I do in fact know your number, so I want to follow up with a question. Why weren't you number 69?
They gave me the number, and I took the number they gave me.
As a freshman, I guess you don't have too much of a say.
There's no choice, but that's an offensive lineman number, really, anyway. Unless you're, fucking Jared Allen?
Yeah, Jared Allen.
Who's
Goat, dude.
Actually my fucking role model.
So, I mean, obviously you knew Matty Ice. You played with him. Obviously, a long time, and I've played football as well, and I know that some guys on the team you just don't get along with. Your teammates, but I don't fuck with that guy. Yeah. So, long story short, on a scale of 1 to 10, how big of boys were you guys? 10 being the highest.
Dude, we're
Would you call Matty Ice to go out for a party? Whenever you guys had your off day or whatnot.
Nah, I'm not. Like I said, he was a couple years older than me. We were boys in the locker room shooting the shit. He's from Philly, private school. I'm Baltimore, private school. There's he was down to earth, great guy, great teammate. But I wasn't reaching out to him, calling him or anything. Because I probably didn't have the balls to do it.
Well, I was going to think of it as the opposite way. As a defensive lineman, you might lose some street cred on the team if you're hanging out with pussy-ass, nerd-ass Matt Ryan. My words, not yours.
Well, let's just say, shit. In practice, as a defensive lineman, if I was anywhere within 5 feet of Matt Ryan when he's throwing the ball, you're getting thrown off the field to the sideline because he is the golden child and must be protected at all times. So
I figured that.
I'm not really. Maybe that carried off outside the field too, and that's why I wasn't trying to be too close to him.
Absolutely.
And he didn't. At that time, he just didn't booze the way that I did, and I was there to fucking party.
I can appreciate that for sure. So, I mean, obviously, as a D lineman, you said you went against some, crucial offensive linemen in practice, and then obviously you've been in some big games playing at Boston College and whatnot. So I really want to find out from what you remember, who is the toughest offensive lineman you've went against? I guess it could be a 2-part question. Toughest offensive lineman that you played in practice on your own team, and then toughest you ever went against, in an ACC matchup or bowl game or whatever it might be.
Okay, toughest. There's tough, and then there's fucking tough. Oh man, I can't. There's so many of them. Guys with Chairless, Jeremy Trueblood, both on BC teammates. Those guys were. Jeremy was even probably a year ahead of Matt. He was just a fucking mean boy, and Gosder just was 6'7", 330 pounds, fucking Haitian, just scared the shit out of me. But he was just tough too. Honestly, those guys were tougher than any lineman that I played against.
Practice was always tougher.
Practice was always tougher when it came to the level of talent with the offensive linemen in any games. But just drop some names. Jared Gaither, fucking
Baltimore boy,
freak from Maryland. Is he Baltimore?
He played. I think he played a year or two.
I don't know where he went to high school, but he played at Maryland. He was a freak.
Well, no, he played with the Ravens for 2 years.
Ravens. Yeah, definitely. Yes. I'd say he was probably the tougher. In a bowl game, we played against Michigan State. Those Big Ten boys those were some serious linemen as well.
And you know how to bring them out there.
Yes, they do.
Now, I mean, obviously, you guys, you went up against some tough people, but you obviously mentioned that the toughest people you went against were in practice. So with that being said, looking back at those years and some of those Boston College teams, there were some fucking athletes and some stars there that went on to do bigger stuff.
Yes.
Matt Ryan being one of them, but there's also some others that I've researched. So who would you say were some big names that played with you at BC?
Big names. So freshman year coming in.
Well, there's two that I'm thinking of.
Oh yeah, you'll get to it. I'll get to them. But right when I came in, Matthias Kiwanuka was
move over True Blood. We got the best name already.
Yeah, dude, Matthias Kiwanuka and Jeremy Trueblood actually they went to in high school. They're both from like Indiana. They go to recruit Trueblood, and they find Matthias Kiwanuka who played for the Giants. He probably just recently retired, just like a year or so ago, I think. But at that time, this motherfucker had dreads. When he was in college, he had dreads halfway down his back. He looked like the goddamn Predator. He was a freak on the D-line. We got B.J. Raji on the D-line.
That's the name I was going to mention.
B.J. is my boy. B.J. is the man. Never in the NFL, never really. He was great. He played a lot of snaps for the Packers. Prematurely early retired. Don't know what that.
He did retire?
Yeah, which is kind of weird, but he's got his health. He made some money. Dude, it was a first round top 10 pick back when like there wasn't like capped like the way that salaries are for rookies. So he made some serious dough coming right out of college.
Kind of.
The only reason they actually had like a false. They said he like failed a drug test at the combine for like weed. Which it ended up like he like somehow was able to like they reported it, and then it actually affected his step, but he was able to like fight it, and they ended up
not affecting him too bad.
But it's they wasn't reported.
Jeremy Tunsil from Miami. So they reported it, but he still got drafted.
Well, no. So they say he failed his drug test. Yeah. So it's like, oh shit. So now there's character issues, but the thing is, they actually like retested or whatever, and it said that he didn't fail, so he was good. So like they made a mistake, which
it was a poppy
once you already report it though, like it's in people's heads. It doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, I used to smoke with that guy all the fucking time. So like
breaking news here on Breaking Sports.
Football players smoke weed. Oh my god.
Right. All right, so then and then the other one that I was going to mention
but let me just more names actually. Just Mark Herzlich, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, his like fucking sophomore year, and then ends up finding out he has cancer.
Is it linebacker?
Yeah, linebacker. Ends up finding out he has cancer, goes through chemo, all that stuff, has a fucking metal rod put his whole entire leg. Motherfucker fights back and ends up, dude, this guy was absolute stud, ACC Defensive Player of the Year, and then ends up deciding to come back for another year. That's when he finds out he has cancer, misses a whole year, then comes back, returns onto the field, ends up playing, and now he still plays for the Giants. That's the name. You wanted me to drop Kuechly, but Kuechly actually, I left BC a little prematurely. Not talking about that.
So did he come in while you were gone?
He came in right when I was gone. But the guys that I played with and talked with them, they say he was the best player that any of them played with. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to do it. Met him a couple times. Great guy. Doesn't cuss, doesn't drink. Smart ass dude. But he was, they say he is like just the most talented, best player they ever played with. So when I say the best player to play with, Matt Ryan, I also would say B.J. Raji though on the team. I thought he was the best player I played with that I could actually like relate to being a lineman.
Crazy to think about that. Matt Ryan will be, as far as I know, Kiwanuka might have done it, but Ryan and Raji both played in Super Bowls, which is a cool thing, and Kuechly as well.
Kiwanuka's won them with the Giants.
Yeah. So you've played with quite a few fucking guys in the
Super Bowl winners.
Isn't that crazy to just think about?
It's wild, dude.
Played,
one of my boys, R.I.P. Ron Brace, defensive lineman, drafted second round, played for the Patriots, won Super Bowl with the Patriots. Local boy. He actually passed away this past year. Sad to say it, but
R.I.P.
he is sorely missed.
All right, well, we'll move a little bit forward from that. But basically, so we'll test the friendship. Obviously, you said you weren't, grade A boys with Ryan, but you've been around him a while,
Yes.
and you seem...
We're teammates, dude. We're good. I've seen him naked.
Yeah, there you go. That's enough. Well, I want to test it, give you a few questions to see how well you actually think you know him. You did drop a few hints earlier about where he was from and what he was up to.
Okay.
So we'll start it off with this question. And how many siblings does Matt Ryan have?
Ooh. I guess 2. Definitely has
All right.
Definitely has a couple.
We'll get back to that. What high school did you go to?
William Penn out of Philly.
All right. And then when's his birthday?
Fuck about him.
And what was his major? I honestly, I couldn't find it anywhere,
Yeah.
but I would love to know what it was if you knew. And did he graduate? I mean, do you know that? If he graduated? I assume he graduated.
Yeah, Matt graduated. One of the easier ones. Communications
Yeah.
was one of the go-tos.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. I was human development, which I don't even know what the fuck.
I was going to say, what is that?
This psychology, maybe.
All right, well, the correct answers are he has 3 siblings.
Okay.
Went to William Penn, you got that.
Ding, 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 ding,
His
ding.
birthday is May 17th, 85, and
Yeah.
I don't know his major. So, I mean, you got one of them right.
50%.
You got one of them right. You got one out of 3 or one out of 4.
I should have said 3 for that. Let's go back. Ask me again. How many siblings?
How many
I have?
siblings does Matt Ryan have?
3.
Fucking right,
There you
dude.
go,
You're a
okay.
stud. You guys must have been boys. All right, and then next little segment, tell the truth. This is where it gets insider information. Yavi said Matt Ryan had the name Matty Ice in college, so
Yeah.
once again, you said it, and I assumed it that he was a big ice drinker. So with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
beer, liquor, or wine guy, Matt Ryan.
Beer.
Beer guy?
Yeah.
Even now? Maybe in his matured Atlanta state, he might be drinking 40s? It is Atlanta.
It is Atlanta.
All right. And did he smoke any weed? I can't imagine the starting
Nah.
quarterback at BC would, but
Nah.
maybe when he was younger, or would you just not know about it?
Different
circles.
I don't know. I know he didn't smoke weed at BC. He didn't.
Not during the season, at least. Yeah,
He didn't. Matt Ryan didn't smoke weed.
that's unfortunate because I'm.
He probably tried
I love
it. He
smoking
probably
weed.
tried it in high school or something, but
Did he have a girlfriend in college, or was he like cleaning up puss? I assume as like a quarterback of a D1 football team like BC, he'd be cleaning up left and right.
dude, you would think he had a girlfriend in college who is now his wife. She played basketball at BC.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at that. So you guys were fucking boys.
The only lesbian, the only non-lesbian BC women's basketball
Basketball player. All right, and then the last one, true or false? We'll see how good
he
your
could have
memory is.
cleaned up puss, dude, if he wanted, dude. It was fucking
Everywhere.
flopping all around it, dude. I don't know.
All right, last one, true or false? Matt Ryan had negative 35 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns in 2006.
False. No chance, negative.
That's
So
true.
what, they just count sacks?
I don't know
Wait,
how it came up.
2006?
2006, he had
So
negative 35.
2006 with, oh my god, what was that behind you?
Negative 35 yards rushing.
How many games?
I think he played 8 games.
Yeah, that's, wow, that's crazy.
That's a crazy fucking
Yeah,
stat.
just-
Negative
He
35.
wasn't
They had
a runner,
to
but, like,
have counted
he
that.
had, he wasn't a runner by any means, but he just had awareness, and he wasn't afraid of.
Those numbers just don't go together, though.
They don't,
If
yeah.
you're going to have 4 rushing touchdowns, that's good as a quarterback
Yeah.
in a college season.
Oh, it's neat.
But then you assume he's going to follow it up with something, more respectable than negative 35.
Dude, have you seen that time he got hit on the sideline against Clemson?
No, but actually, I was just going to get into that.
You're gonna want to check it. That was like his first year. Dude, that motherfucker was he took some hits. He played his whole senior year with a broken foot. Literally had a walk.
He had to do well that senior year to increase his draft stock because the year before he was good, But everyone said, what about the interceptions? What about, the other stuff? So he had to come back that next year.
That motherfucker played with he literally, didn't practice. Well, he practiced pretty much all the time, but he had a walking boot on. He had a broken foot and was tough enough and that good that he put up those other numbers and raised his, it just got better every year. Dude, he was a field general, man. That guy's a special player. He's going to be the NFL MVP. And it's well-deserved, and he works hard as shit.
Agreed. You can't take anything away from him. So I do want to...
Can I cuss?
Yeah, fuck, shit, piss, say it all. You, obviously playing there, I got to ask, what was your favorite game ever? Take a second to think about it. You did just mention the Clemson game. And, in fact, yeah, well, go ahead. Tell me what you think your favorite game is. All time.
Your go-to has to be his shining moment to the Thursday night Virginia Tech game in the rain. We're ranked, I don't know, inside the top 5 in the country.
You guys were 2 at one point.
Yeah, that definitely put us up to 2. We might have even been right around 2. We're top 5. Tech, I believe, is somewhere between 8 to 12. They're up there too. They're beating us. Actually, the first, how long are college football quarters? 15 minutes? 60 minutes? Yeah, it's got to be 60 minutes. Like the NFL.
Yeah.
So,
the first mind fucked me a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That first one was in 12.
I was wait, what?
So,
basketball season is different with pro and everything.
Yeah. That first 55 minutes of that game sucked. In the rain, at Virginia Tech, which I hate Virginia Tech. That's
weird. As a D tackle, I feel like you would like
as the
rain. Slow down the
dude, cold rain. I want nice weather, dude. I want it nice and warm and not too hot. I want
personal preference, or is because you want the other guy at his best, no excuses.
Just personal preference. I want to be comfortable. I don't want any excuses for myself.
Right.
But rain in Virginia Tech, 55 minutes into the game, we're down 10-0. They're white trash hillbilly fans are talking shit.
Tell me how you really feel.
And man, that's when we turned it on. Fucking, you've seen it on TV plenty of times. Ryan.
Hold on. I did want to mention that. I wanted to touch on that.
Okay.
I was up in I travel a lot for work, as you know, and I was up in a hotel and I think it was
what? No chance, dude. You're younger.
No. Not younger. No, not when that was going on. I was in high school, because I'm younger than you and shit.
Dude, that time you were fucking.
No, I was.
You're probably watching some.
As an 11-year-old.
You're probably watching some freshman JV fucking Bel Air
girls volleyball.
First Falston girls volleyball game, just creeping.
Good name drop. But no. I did see you. I guess it was less than a year ago. I was up in a hotel traveling for work, and I'm flipping through channels, and I just hopped on ESPN.
The game came on, dude.
ESPN Classic. It came on, and I was like, holy shit, this is around the same time that you were there. And then all of a sudden, I see you fucking first and goal. Well, not the Virginia Tech game, but it was the Clemson game that I saw.
Okay.
It was against Clemson. Because I remember you breaking through the line, and you broke through the line, and I sent you the Snapchat, where you broke through the line and tackled C.J. Spiller for a 2-yard loss. And obviously you had some other big plays in the game, but that was a real coming out party for you guys.
Dude, that game...
You guys did real well.
That game is actually... That's definitely top 5. Easily could be 2. Maybe it goes some of those games, but that was we're tied with Clemson. Winner last game of the season. Winner goes to the ACC championship.
Well, that's not entirely true.
What
about you? What you were saying about the winner goes to the ACC championship?
Whoever won between us and Clemson that game was going to the ACC championship.
Oh, okay. So sorry, I'm corrected.
We might have different records,
but you guys. We're going to a national championship, is what everyone thought. If you win.
No, you're thinking.
Is that
if
mixed
you
up?
win, no, not national championship, but you're thinking if you win, you're going to the Orange Bowl.
Were you guys 2 at that point, or is that a different game?
This is different. This is same season, but this is we lost 2 games already at this point. So
so there's no national championship.
After Tech, we lost to Florida State.
I was going to say hold on, because Clemson a week after Clemson, after you guys won that game. You lost to Florida State, which dropped Matty Ice out of the Heisman.
After the Virginia Tech game, we lost to Florida State.
On November 3rd? That would have been one of your last games.
We went through all the way to the end of November, dude. I think that year we played like Miami. I don't think so. But
Okay, either way.
So all I'm saying is, yes, we lost to Florida State, your boys.
A 3-loss Florida State team.
And then
Matty Ice had 3 picks, 1 for a touchdown.
Okay.
I'd say State.
And that's at home, too, so I don't know what the fuck happened there. Then the next week, my toughest loss, we came down to Maryland, at Maryland, and we were like number 9 in the country.
Don't tell me you lost to
We
Maryland.
lost to fucking shit-ass Maryland. They had a doofus quarterback, Turner, with like the fucking blonde
Fucking
fro.
Maryland?
So we lost back-to-back. After being number 2 in the country, after pulling off this huge come from down win,
Ironic that you'd end up going to play for them.
we lost to Florida State, Florida State just outmatches BC when it comes to the talent.
Who was
the
on
speed.
that squad? Do you remember the name? Was it Manuel? It was a quarterback? EJ Manuel?
Dude, who was that big freak dude? Like, was it Xavier Lee?
Xavier Lee!
Yeah, I thought
Not many people remember that name.
That mountain of a man. I came out, so dude,
I bought his jersey. Did you know that? And
I
he became
nothing.
nobody.
Yeah, nobody. Dude, so when we, from the hotels, you end up getting to the stadium. So, like, right away, get out of, like, the tracksuit, whatever they get us in there. Get, like, throw on some shorts, cleats. You always go out. I like to go out and just check out, soak in the stadium before there's, like, anyone in there, man. Like, and this is...
Drink it in, man.
Drink it in, man. So... I'm out there with a couple dudes. Like, there's always, tossing the ball, checking it, feeling out the turf.
Guys being
looking
dudes.
around. I'm looking. This is at Florida State right now, and I remember looking across. You see some of the guys you see them without their pads on, and I remember my boy going up and talking to this dude, and I'm like, dude, who is that fucking tight end? Because I'm playing the line. I'm like, man, this guy, I'm in for a fucking day. I don't realize what type of freak I'm about to go against blocking the shit out of me.
Tight end just gives him his shoulder before he hits an out route.
Yeah, dude. He's out there. He's got the cut-off sleeve shirt, just fucking stacked, dude. Muscles on top of muscles. And fucking, that's my boy, my boy Brian, he's from Jersey, and he was a 5-star linebacker. He knew everyone. Ends up being, I think Xavier Lee was from Jersey, if I might fact check that. But I had to find out, long story short, it's the fucking quarterback, dude. And that guy was a house, dude. I'm telling you, whatever he was rostered at, like, if they said he was every bit of 6'5", 265 pounds, man. He probably was like what Cam Newton fucking looks like body-wise, at least.
I will say I did just fact check it, and he was from some Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay.
But I did see this, and how about this? He got signed by the Baltimore Ravens as an undrafted free agent in 2008.
Yeah, you know who he should play for? The
Baltimore Brigade,
What do you
baby.
say, Gabe?
The new
Shout
AFL
out to the
team.
new AFL team.
All right, so we'll move forward, and I do want to get these last few questions out.
Yeah.
Obviously being at Boston College, there's illustrious history there. Who do you think, in your opinion, is the best player in BC history all time?
Dude, it's kind of hard to go against Flutie. Flutie is a fucking legend up there. Heisman Trophy winner. Fucking put BC on the map. Obviously, you see the pass against Miami. Still one of the craziest Hail Marys you'll ever see. Fucking so Flutie was around a lot, man. Flutie used to come and pick up basketball with us. His nephew, Billy, was a year below me. He was on the team as a wide receiver. Doug Flutie is a fucking bitch punk when it comes to pick up basketball, man. That motherfucker.
Tell me he's dirty.
Is the most competitive person ever,
What the
dude.
fuck is he supposed to do
He's
against a guy who's 6'4", 320?
5'9", dude. I'm 6'3", but at that time I was probably 295. That motherfucker is diving on the floor, pinching, pulling, doing everything he can in pickup basketball.
At what age, too? Probably mid-30s?
Doug was 40 something. Dude, playing with some boys.
All right, well,
So I gotta get to this to you just because this is a little gold nugget that
Right.
you're not gonna get to unless I bring it up.
let's do it.
Matt Ryan, one time I told you this, but Matt Ryan was on our intramural basketball team. During the winter, we had intramural.
So you and Matt were on the same team.
Matt Ryan was on.
Let me interrupt for 1 second,
Yes.
and let me just ask, unless you're going to get to it, did you win the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay, because with the fucking D1 athletes like you and Matt Ryan on the team,
So-
how do you not win intramurals?
So
Second off, how do they let you play?
yeah, exactly. They did not want us playing, and Matt did not play, and he played in our. He basically played probably like 1 or 2 games, and then he played in the playoffs and won us a championship. So there was two teams in the league from the football team. One team was a bunch of dudes, all black guys. A bunch of wide receivers, DBs, linebackers, maybe a line or 2 here. My team, all white dudes, all football players. We got Johnny Ayers, our punter, who also he played baseball and football at BC. We got a couple offensive linemen that are like 6'6", 6'7", but these guys can fucking throw down. We got Jack Geyser on the long snapper. He's a defensive specialist. Dude, Matt Ryan's on there, shooting guard, running guard. Dude, he was he probably could have played D1 basketball. He might even have some scholarships.
He played like
6'4".
Not quite Osweiler at 6'8".
He was very good He was very, very good high school basketball player, and obviously football. So, this being said, we had a bunch of tight ends. Dude, our team stacked. Name of our team? White power forwards.
Of course it was. Actually, I didn't even know as you were saying it, though, that all those guys are white.
Yeah. Matt Ryan was on a racist, neo-Nazi, intramural basketball, breaking news, intramural basketball team called the White Power Forwards. That is a fact.
Not gonna touch the weed question, but we'll go all in on the neo-Nazis. All right, good. Well, I was gonna mention
And he voted for Trump.
Well, that's awesome too. Well, I was gonna say, if you didn't say Flutie, fuck you. So I'm glad you said it because he's an all-time gangster. You did mention the bomb versus Miami. 2 things though that you forgot to mention is quite possibly one of the greatest football games of all time, quite possibly one of the greatest plays of all time. He was actually involved in. He was benched in a playoff game with Buffalo.
Are you talking about the drop kick?
You're talking about the Patriots drop kick, which was awesome. I'm talking about when he was a backup or when he was a starter in Buffalo, and then Rob Johnson was a starter in the middle of the season. Rob Johnson got hurt.
Stop talking about penises, dude.
About who?
Penises.
No, Rob Johnson.
That's such a penis.
Robbie Johnson, baby. Bobby Johnson. No, but seriously, he played I think the first 8 games. Then he got hurt. Flutie came in, played the next 8, and then the Music City Miracle was that playoff game.
Oh shit! Really?
Here. Was that playoff game?
I thought this fucking show was about drinking beer.
It's free beers. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're just running a little bit later than we should. But anyways, we'll be wrapping this up in 2 seconds. I do want to know. Kudos to fucking Doug Flutie. Love that guy. He's the fucking man. But we really want to get to the bottom line question, which is why everyone is here. Who can throw further, you or Matt Ryan? And before you answer that, let everyone know that I've seen you throw a Nerf Vortex football ball about 90 yards. So put that fucking slice of humble pie away. Who can throw the ball further? You or
I being a quarterback in high school, I being a big meathead, I have the strength. Matt Ryan, hands down, can throw farther than me. However,
I don't believe that.
I'm pushing. I'm only throwing. I can throw like 60 yards, dude. I'm throwing a 60-yard bomb. Matt Ryan is he doesn't have the strongest arm. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's probably throwing, I bet you he can probably put it about 65, 70 in the air, if not longer. Whereas Flacco, dude, Flacco is putting up probably fucking 90, but.
It's perfect that you just brought that up.
Time out, though. I do need to finish this, though. So Matt Ryan and I, actually, this is one of my special moments. Before practice, we would actually have throwing contests to see who could throw farther. And I would actually beat him. But it was something that I taught him, or not necessarily taught him, but I helped get him better, was throwing behind the back. Your boy Brady can put it anywhere 25 yards on the money behind the back. When we start going for distance, it starts
Actually,
hurting.
you threw the vortex to me behind the back.
Yeah, but that's vortex. We get a football right now. We're going outside. I used to do me and Matt Ryan before practice used to have behind the back throwing contests, either going for distance or accuracy, and I would beat him in that. That is a fact. You can call him an asshole.
Well, I will say, after seeing all your accolades and stuff from high school, being on the all-decade team here in Maryland for private school, quarterbacks or running backs or whatever, it's kind
Linebacker.
of linebacker. Oh, it was linebacker? That's what you made it?
All-decade linebacker.
Oh shit! I thought you made
along with Navarro Bowman, Sean Merriman,
Jeremy Navarro.
Well, he was a D lineman. And then you're trying to get your Harford County boy.
I had to get my Harford County guy.
I know you have to drop your Harford County. Jeremy Navarro.
Wait, but was
fellow brother.
What about the Aberdeen kid?
Henderson.
Henderson's. Did they make it or no?
Yeah, I don't know. The all-decade. I don't know if Navarro made it. Probably.
Well, it would have been different because private and public, maybe.
No, this was all state. This was all state. But dude, it's a decade, and there's a lot of people. Navarro probably made Henderson.
You remember Melvin Elise?
Yes, I do.
He just robbed a liquor store a few years ago, and he's he's either dead or serving consecutive life sentences.
No, so he robbed.
A man just made it up.
Yeah, that is such.
But I knew the name. I knew the name of the guy.
He and some guys, they robbed like a fucking like older dude that was like, and like got like some money and like stole his like Jordans. And like fucking almost killed him, and yeah, he's in jail, dude. That guy was a freak. He actually went to he got kicked out of Calvert Hall his freshman year.
He went to Randallstown.
Yeah, I even think between Randallstown, I think he went to another school before Randallstown. Got kicked out of there because he was stealing shit like money from people's lockers at Calvert Hall. But we both were the two freshmen. We were two freshmen starting in the Turkey Bowl. Roll on's roll, baby. But they won that year.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Flacco, though, because I did have a pretty important question about that. Obviously, we're both Baltimore boys.
I've never seen his penis. I have seen Matt Ryan's penis before.
It's a tough one to swallow. No pun intended. But I got to ask, is Matt Ryan elite if he wins this game?
Whew. Elite in Flacco terms or elite in Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers league?
Wait. Are you saying that Joe Flacco is not? No, but seriously, if he wins this, is he going to be a top tier quarterback? Let's say top 6 in the league. Obviously, he's still got a few more years left, and a pretty fucking good team.
Good team, good weapons, dude.
And if you take down Brady, right?
He wins the Super Bowl, takes down Brady. He's elite. He's
on his way.
There.
He's on his way.
He's on his way to eliteness for sure.
Now
he's already hovering. But dude, if he wins, say he takes out Tom Brady, wins the Super Bowl, league MVP, dude, Flacco's never been anywhere close to being the league MVP.
Mm-hmm. Not even
Matt Ryan,
which hurts my soul.
Matt Ryan.
But I will say, you know what was great about Flacco in his run, and obviously it wouldn't be a podcast
I love Flacco too.
Right. Wouldn't be a podcast about Baltimore or a Baltimore podcast without bringing this up. Hey, how about Flacco's postseason run when he had those? What was it? Was it 11 or 12 touchdowns and 0 interceptions? We'll say 12 for conversation.
Let's just say 12 because it's a dozen.
Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if we have fact checkers on this, but pretty sure Matt Ryan has 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions right now. And if he ends up going long shot, goes against New England and throws 4 and ties and or beats Flacco, I can't have that. So as much as I want your dude to win,
think about this.
Let's just have Freeman and Julio.
Dude, his numbers are. But let's also think about this. He had a bye. Flacco, they didn't have a bye, so Flacco played an extra game.
I was hoping you didn't bring that up.
So look, like I'm leaning towards Matty Ice right here. Bro.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the fuck happens.
But hey, you gotta win the Super. Flacco won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll take it.
What do you say? The real Dirty Birds.
The Ravens. We'll do it.
Dirty Birds.
I like it. So obviously you are pulling for Atlanta, I assume, because you obviously the Ravens. You hate the Patriots, and then Matty Ice.
Like you said, your trip up to Boston. Well, dude, I lived up there for years, and I proudly represented the Ravens and, even more importantly, the Orioles.
Okay.
And, dude, I fucking hate Red Sox fans. I can't say
So we're going
Patriots
Falcons.
fans. They just, dude, they're bandwagon. Boston fans, they're they're blessed with all these goddamn teams that have won so many championships and all that stuff, and their fans suck. They're not good fans. News alert.
Hey, I can't
They're
wait.
bandwagon, loudmouth pieces. They're not good fans.
Hey, Theo Epstein left the Sox.
Anytime the Sox are having a bad year or the Patriots are having a bad year,
It's a good year for me.
they're like, oh,
Well, once he retires and Belichick's out of there, I have a feeling their whole family's going down.
Mhm.
All right, so the last few questions, there's 4, and I mean that's pretty much all.
Well, there's 4 questions yet for me, but then I might have a couple questions
You
for
gonna
you.
flip the tables? All right, so last few questions, not Falcons or Matt Ryan related. Thank you for all that inside information.
Yeah.
I know that's good stuff.
Pleasure.
USA Rugby. Obviously, we are rugby boys. USA Rugby plays Uruguay tomorrow. Our boy and your teammate is starting at fly half tomorrow, which is pretty much a quarterback for any of you guys that don't know about rugby. He's going to be starting at quarterback, and I believe at the ripe age of, 20 years old? 21? Can he legally drink?
I think it's still 20, dude.
Because I think they would have made a bigger deal about it, right? That we'd all be getting a drink with him somewhere or something. But I don't know. He's kind of low key anyway. Anyways,
he's not much of a drinker. His brother, I'll give a shout out to his brother Matthias. Matthias will throw him back with the boys.
all right. Well, hey,
And
look.
Ben hangs around with guys. Ben's a great guy.
What's the name? Matthias Kiwanuka and True Blood. All of them can get the fuck out of the way. If your first name is Matthias, you're cleaning up puss and you're taking over the world. That's just my stance on it. And I fuck with him and his brother, and I'm curious, are you pumped for tomorrow for his younger brother starting? And are you pumped to get this win against Uruguay?
Dude, anytime
What do you think the score will be?
U.S. has a chance of beating any of these foreign countries, I don't know much about Uruguay, but I'm gonna guess that they probably are pretty fucking good.
They're
Probably.
decent. They're not the greatest, but we can get it done.
So they're probably not even as good as like Argentina.
No, Argentina is
They're
much
better.
better.
Okay.
Much better. I'd put them on the same wavelength. Like in a 15 sense, because it is going to be a 15th game. I don't even know who to compare them. Maybe a Scotland, who's pretty decent, but like they're not going to fuck us over. You know what I mean? Fuck us in the ass. Especially when Ben can kick from 69.
Where it's in San Antonio?
Oh, I don't know exactly where it is.
You know what
But
time it
anyways,
is?
yeah,
Alright.
4 o'clock tomorrow.
Dude, let's
Prediction.
Let me watch. I'm gonna go with the U.S. I'm gonna go bold.
Well,
US.
keep in mind that Ben's probably going to kick a bunch of 3-pointers, so keep
So
that.
that
Keep
gives you
that
a
in mind.
chance gives you a chance to get some more rest. Slows the game down. Use pace, dude. Ben has the golden boot, as we like to call it.
I'm going 24-15. That's my guess, and it's a USA win. Yeah.
24-15. Yeah, it's funny. Like
It's international rugby.
It's
It's
international.
15-15.
I'm gonna say it's a little more opened up. I'll give it like 34 to. I'm gonna say it's like 34-31.
I like it. Close game coming down to the final
Oh,
kick
yeah.
for Ben to
Hey,
get through.
dude, that's actually dude, be a great weekend in sports if my boy Ben pulls out a big win
For USA Rugby.
This is his first
Start. It'll be his first start. He's played on some younger U20 teams
some
and
of the
stuff.
under 20s, that big kick against Canada.
Right.
Dude, that was a good time.
60 meters.
We were all together, fucking raging. Were you at Khalid's that night?
I don't know if I was there.
Shout out to Khalid Epps in the house!
But no, that was sweet, and we're looking forward to Ben tomorrow playing for the USA Eagles. So go USA Rugby. We're looking forward to it. Second.
I think they're showing the rugby at they're showing it at one of the bars in Fed.
Down here, it's no idea.
No idea.
No idea is what it is.
Yeah.
So that'll be on at 4 tomorrow.
So obviously, I know where we're gonna be boozing tomorrow.
And you did mention it earlier. We're big Baltimore fans. Obviously, we both grew up here, and we support any team around here. It's just a shame, because when Ravens season ends, or once Orioles season ends, Ravens start up, and once Ravens end, you got about 4 months of nothing to do but sit on your ass and talk shit. I'm so glad that we just got this new arena football team, the Baltimore Brigade. I know you're pumped about it.
Super pumped.
And I know that we bought season tickets together, but I have to ask. I've heard some rumors. Are you going to be selling your season ticket away to someone else because you are, in fact, joining the team? Are the rumors true?
You have false news, buddy.
You heard it here first. Sin Bin Sports. He is not playing. He will be in the stands with us. All right.
I will be in the stands, boozing with my boys.
Second to last question. Sit down.
I'm a rugby player now, bro.
I know.
I'm rugby.
All right. As a Baltimore guy, once again, second to last question. Can you name the entire 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense?
No, I cannot.
Do you want me to do it for you? Let me just do it for you.
Do it for me.
I don't have it written down or anything like that. I can do it off the top of my head. You ready? Michael McCrary, Sam Adams, Rob Burnett. Oh my God, am I having a brain fart? Sam Adams, Robert Burnett, Tony Saragusa.
Oh.
Sorry. Then you got the three linebackers, Jamie Sharper, Peter Bulwer, Florida State boy, Ray Lewis. Safeties, Kim Herring, Rod Woodson. People forget that. And then our two corners, Dwayne Starks and Chris McAllister.
Wow.
You got to give that to me, don't you?
That's great. Where was Anthony Mitchell? Was he
He was a nickel.
Nickel? I thought he was a safety.
Kim Herring started over him, but he came in as a nickel. Just to get him on the field, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was good. So when I used to do training camp up at McDaniel, I used to go to that all the time, and I grew up out there in Finksburg. So, dude, Anthony Mitchell gave me a pair of cleats that he wore one practice, and then he gave them to me, and then I wore those my freshman year of high school. So I wore Anthony Mitchell's practice cleats as a starting freshman free safety for the Loyola Blakefield Dons varsity football.
That's dope. You know why that's even more dope? Because you just brought a memory into my head about Anthony Mitchell that I completely forgot.
Tell me.
Divisional round of that 2000 run.
Okay.
We were playing Tennessee Titans, division rival.
Yeah.
And low-scoring game and whatnot. I think it was late in the third quarter. We blocked a field goal, and Anthony Mitchell returned it for a touchdown.
Yes.
How gangster is that?
Great moment.
Shout out Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll wrap this up now. We're getting on the hour mark. Obviously, we're both pretty big Barstool guys. Barstool Sports, shout out, kind of my inspiration for this whole kind of thing. And obviously, if you know Barstool, you know Pardon My Take. People have been listening to a lot of that. I just want to say their first guest ever was Chris Long. Are you familiar with Chris Long?
Very familiar.
Okay, great. Now, Chris Long, his quarterback is Tom Brady.
Yes.
My Sin Bin Sports first guest is you, and your quarterback is Matt Ryan. So, basically, whoever wins this weekend ultimately has a better podcast, right?
Definitely, dude.
So
hey, this is a good podcast.
I think it's been pretty good.
It's a success for the first time.
I don't know if we'll be able to follow it up with anything good, anyone relevant like yourself.
Just to make this podcast a little bit better.
Sure.
And let me take over a little bit. Let's talk wrestling. Royal Rumble. What's this?
Nothing. It's just we're getting to an hour now. Let's save this for next week.
No.
Let's save it for next week.
Who called the Royal Rumble winner?
You did.
Who did you say was going to win?
I was
the guy that didn't. You said Finn. You said Finn.
Yeah, he
didn't show up because I told you he's not cleared yet. He'll show up sometime before WrestleMania. Whatever. What about Seth Rollins getting hurt by Samoa Joe? I think that's actually real. I think he actually hurt his fucking knee.
I saw the video. It sucks, man.
So next podcast, guys, I can promise you we will be talking wrestling.
Little preview for WrestleMania?
Preview for WrestleMania. We will also get a review of last year's WrestleMania Dallas trip. Throw out some.
Ooh, that'll be good.
There's some juicy stories there, boys and girls.
I got punched in the face.
Hopefully no one's listening because
we'll see. Hey, it's a teaser. You teased them. Hey, we'll be back.
Might even get Jack on the phone for the next podcast.
Who happens to be a Boston College guy.
Who was one of Matt Ryan's teammates as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I like the Sin Bin.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
college teammate. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in.